Shout out to Beverly Pierce for sending me this story coming from the Business Insider. Listen, we all know who this is right here, but I think this is the first time I've ever done a video about Tim Scott on my channel. But I've mentioned him in various videos on my channel. But today he is the focal point, and I swear to God, this man looks like he could chew through plywood with them teeth. But Tim Scott has put his foot in his mouth again, and that's probably why his mouth looks as fucked up as it does, because he constantly he continues to do that. Where he has now come out and said, and I quote, "Woke supremacy is as bad as white supremacy. I'm trying to figure out, when did woke supremacy become a thing? Because this is my first time ever hearing about it. And I want to know what Tim Scott's definition of that terminology is. And I bet you it's silly, as about as silly as this actual thing that he has coined. But let's get into it. Republican Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina on Monday told Fox News, of course, who else was he going to tell this to? Woke supremacy is as big a problem in the U.S. as white supremacy. His remarks came days after the FBI director underscored the threat posed by white supremacist groups and confirmed their involvement in the Capitol attack on January 6th. Woke supremacy is as bad as white supremacy. We need to take that seriously, Scott told host Trey Gowdy. Scott was responding to comments from MSNBC's Joy Reid, who last week said that Scott was only present at a recent press conference to provide the patina of diversity for the GOP. Now, I'm no fan of Joy Reid, because she has said some things in the past that has rubbed plenty of us the wrong way. But they say that a broke clock could be right twice a day. And in so many words, she was saying that Tim Scott is a token Negro. And in a lot of ways he is. I mean, think about it. I think he's like the only black person that's held this spot. And he's probably the only one that holds this spot for a very long time. I don't even really know if he's going to elevate from this, to be quite honest. And so he's doing everything that he can to maintain that position because, like they say, certain people have a short shelf life. He just doesn't know it yet. The South Carolina Republican is the only black GOP senator. Token. Republican lawmakers and the right-wing media have increasingly zeroed in on subjects like political correctness and cancel culture, often associated with the concept of wokeness. Over the past few years, they've painted efforts to root out racist or bigoted language in images in literature, films, television, and other aspects of U.S. culture as a dangerous form of oppression that poses a threat to healthy political discourse. The latest manifestation of this has occurred via right-wing outrage over 6 Dr. Seuss books that are no longer being published because they include racist images. Meanwhile, right-wing media has also downplayed the threat of white supremacist groups and far-right extremism. Fox News' Tucker Carlson, for example, in late February falsely stated there's no evidence that white supremacists were responsible for what happened on January 6th. That's a lie. In public testimony on the Capitol riot to the Senate on March 2nd, FBI Director Christopher Wray told lawmakers there's no doubt the fatal insurrection on January 6th included individuals that we could call militia violent extremists, and in some instances, individuals that were racially motivated violent extremists who advocate for, the superiority of the white race. Wray told lawmakers that when it comes to racially motivated violent extremism, the number of investigations and arrests has grown significantly on my watch. The number of arrests for examples of racially motivated violent extremists who are what you would categorize as white supremacists last year was almost triple the number it was in my first year as director. The FBI director said that January 6th was not an isolated event, and the problem of domestic terrorism has been metastasizing. I probably mispronounced that, across the country for a long time and is not going away anytime soon. Basically, what Tim Scott was saying, he just downplayed or tried to make light of Dub S. And I'm talking about the other Dub S, not the woke one that he just came up with off the fly or whenever he decided to coin that phrase. And I'm not shocked that Tim Scott said this, because he said a lot of idiotic things, because he is an idiot at the end of the day, in my honest opinion. But I think other people think that way of him as well. But he is a token Negro. He is a puppet. He just doesn't realize it yet, but he will when, you know, they get him up out of there. But yeah, Tim Scott, he comes from a long line of people who think this way. And I wonder how long it's going to take for what he just came up with to even catch on. He said woke supremacy is as bad than white supremacy. I would need to ask Tim Scott, can he prove that? Can you please even break down what woke supremacy is? Because I don't even think he even really explained what it was, unless he said it in the interview that he did with Tucker Carlson. But in this article, he didn't explain what that was, like what woke supremacy is. Like, we can define what Dub S is. This has been defined many times in various ways, but it always goes back to the same point. But this is his way of downplaying the real Dub S for this fake Dub S that he comes up with, so it doesn't get talked about. Like I said, he is the token Negro, and he is like a gatekeeper. So he's always going to take the slings and arrows, but I bet you they won't do it for him. That's why I say when it comes to people like him, his wake-up call is going to come at the hands of his handlers. It's not going to come from us. I'll be shocked if it does, but I doubt it. It's going to come from the people that are holding him by the strings. And once they get them scissors and prepare to cut, then that's when his moment is going to come. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please text the number that's pinned down in the comments below so you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video.